Good afternoon, class and Professor Vitale. My name is Stephen Pizzo, and today I will be discussing with you the Toyota case study. Before moving into our discussion, we will take a quick overview of the topics that we will be covering today. First, we will take a look at the brief history of Toyota and how it got to where it is today. Then, we will take a look at their internal environment, discussing both their strengths and their weaknesses, before moving on to an analysis of their external environment, where we will discuss both their opportunities and their threats. Last, we will discuss their competitive advantages in the marketplace and how they will need to sustain those and be successful moving forward. Toyota Motor Corporation began in 1933 in Japan. Their first production car, the Model AA sedan, was first produced to consumers in 1936. Soon after production, Toyota had some hardships to face when World War II hit. World War II brought a lot of destruction to many of their factories and brought economic chaos to the environment. This led to a temporary shutdown of production for Toyota. However, it did not keep them down for long, because in the 1950s, the production factories were up once again and running. Toyota then looked to many of their American competitors, such as the Ford Motor Group, for inspiration on some technological manufacturing processes that they could implement in their own factories. Toyota saw nearly an immediate increase in efficiency and realized the importance that the manufacturing process has on the entire business. They then spent decades refining this process and becoming the pioneers for what we now know as the just-in-time production system and also the lean production system as well. This has brought them to where they are, a successful leader in the industry today. Now we're going to look at some of their strengths and then followed by some of their weaknesses. As discussed earlier, one of Toyota's top strengths are their manufacturing processes, which differ strongly from many of their competitors. Toyota used what we call a just-in-time production system, or like lean production system. What this means is that they're going to only be producing what is needed, when it is needed, and in the amount it is needed. This leads to producing quality products efficiently through the elimination of waste, extra time, and extra requirements in the production line. On the other hand, they also focus on quality of their production system. They believe that quality must be built in throughout the entire process, beginning with manufacturing. If an equipment malfunction occurs, or if there is a defective part discovered in the process, they will immediately stop production, fix the problem before moving forward. This ultimately will lead to a higher quality product for the consumers in the end. Another strength that Toyota has is their strong supplier relationships. According to one of their general managers in purchasing, Dean Christophe Duval, they have gotten this success from their relationships by implementing some of the core values that Toyota has. They believe that all business partnerships should be created equally and reliably. They believe that the worst thing that any business relationship could do is if one partner is really feeding off the other, with the other not really getting much back in return. This has led to a great reputation that Toyota has in the industry, which is often very hard for other competitors to imitate. Now, when we look at some of their weaknesses, we do see that they stand in a very strange place when it comes to product positioning that sometimes leads to poor brand image. While Toyota has been very successful at positioning themselves as a reliable vehicle at an affordable price, it sometimes holds them back in different markets. Over the past few decades, we've seen that the luxury vehicle segment has been increasing in demand over time, and not just in the Japan market, but in the US and global markets as well. Toyota, while it does offer a great product, since it is a lower cost, it has a lot of difficulty capturing that type of market. Consumers are not as open to picturing themselves in a Toyota when they're looking for that luxury brand. However, this has led to Toyota creating the brand Lexus for these types of consumers. Lexus stands for Luxury United States and was originally introduced in the American market only. However, that it's done well in the American market, there is a lot of improvement that it could see in other global markets as well for them to capture that luxury market that they're currently missing. When it comes to opportunities in the external environment, there's a large opportunity for Toyota to get themselves in the electric vehicle segment. As we're seeing technological advances happen faster and faster through the industry, and also seeing some societal forces going green and being a little bit more environmental friendly, we're seeing more and more that companies are going after this electric vehicle market. While Toyota has been a pioneer in a lot of the hybrid technologies with their very popular Toyota Prius, we're seeing that they do not have any plans to enter the full electric vehicle market yet. For those of you who don't know, the difference between a hybrid vehicle and an electric vehicle is that a hybrid vehicle has the options to run on either a gasoline engine, battery power, or sometimes a combination of both. On the other hand, a full electric vehicle runs primarily on a battery and often has a longer battery life than that in a hybrid vehicle. While you see in the last few months, a lot of other manufacturers have began to make plans to go in that route, you have not seen Toyota yet enter that industry. That is a big opportunity that they have yet to capitalize in, and I hope that they will moving forward. When it comes to threats, while there is a huge opportunity for them to get into that EV market that we were discussing, it might be a little bit too late for them. Big manufacturing names such as Volvo, Audi, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, Ford, and as we all know, Tesla, have already made plans to move into that full electric market. While it's not too late for Toyota to move there, it is very important in such a fast-paced technological environment such as the automotive industry to be ahead of these demand market changes and be a first mover into this segment where it might be a little bit too late for Toyota to get into that first mover position now. As we can see, there are a lot of great positives and negatives that Toyota is facing. In terms of their competitive advantages, we're seeing that they do have their foot in a lot of the different areas. According to our textbooks, there are 4 main building blocks to make a competitive advantage. Those consist of superior innovation, superior quality, superior efficiency, and superior customer responsiveness, all of which are met by Toyota's manufacturing process, their just-in-time or lean manufacturing process systems. Their lean manufacturing process is known as a very innovative process, which checks off that superior innovation building block of a competitive advantage. While many other competitors are using mass production, they are using this just-in-time production system that allows to be a little bit more efficient and offer a little bit more quality, which also leads to your superior efficiency and your superior quality parts of your competitive advantage. Lastly, one of the main positives as well of that manufacturing process that they're so famous for today is that it allows for better customer response times. Customer response times, according to our textbooks, are the times that it takes from a customer to demand something for the time it is to deliver to them in either a product or a service. Being that Toyota has this more efficient system, it actually takes less time from when a customer orders their vehicle to when they receive it, because they will eliminate any extra process steps or any extra time when making that vehicle come to life. So this leads to some of our strategies that Toyota will have to see moving forward to remain as a leader in the industry. From a corporate level strategy, I believe that Toyota should move into the electric vehicle market. This will allow them to capture some of that demand and some of that technology that's moving that way currently. From a business level strategy, to make that happen, they will have to position themselves the right way. Many of the movers that have already released some of their electric vehicle technologies are higher end vehicles. Vehicles that are a little bit more expensive, such as Tesla, Audi, BMW, Mercedes. Toyota will have to position themselves as the more affordable electric vehicle option that they don't really have as an option for consumers just yet. In order for Toyota to be able to position themselves this way, they're going to have to implement some functional level strategies as well. On a functional level strategy standpoint, they will have to invest a little bit more into their research and development teams to allow them to find a process and materials that they will be able to produce full electric vehicles at a lower cost than their competitors. That way they can price them at a lower cost than what their competitors are pricing them at. This will be a very successful plan for Toyota in the future, and I believe it will lead them to the competitive advantages moving forward and to remain one of the top names in the industry. Thank you for listening to my discussion today. I hope that you've learned a lot, and I hope that we'll see Toyota at the top 10 years from now.